Greetings, traveler, and welcome to another one of my speed builds. For today, our travels bring us to Ravenwood, and we're building a Georgian house. And when I say Georgia, I'm not referring to the time period or the type of Georgian architecture or the US state, but I'm referring to the actual country of Georgia in Asia. This is based on the real life building, which is called Khoshtaria Palace, and it is in a village called Sujuna in Georgia. I'm very sorry for all the pronunciations in advance. So let me read some information that I found online about this place, which is not much, and I also couldn't find a map, this actual place on the map. So I'm not sure where is it exactly or what it looks like or what it's used for today. It does look abandoned, so I'm not sure if it's actually being used at all. Anyway, so the history about this structure. The village of Sujuna is native to one of the first Georgian millionaires and philanthropists, the gardener, decorator, and oil industrialist Akaki Khoshtaria. He had this palace built for his own mother, Vardiko Avaliani. There are 10 rooms in the building, which was built in an Italian Renaissance style, with the exterior decorated with ornaments and preserved to this day. In the interior, history is preserved only on the ceiling, while the dining hall is decorated with ornaments of wine, vines, grapes, and kantsi or drinking horn. Meanwhile, fittingly, there are images of musical instruments on the ceiling of the music room. During the Soviet period, the Bolsheviks seized the palace and forced Khoshtaria to emigrate. At that time, the palace was also looted and trees of rare variety brought from Europe planted in the yard were also cut down. Now, in the courtyard of the palace, endemic species of plants thrive. Akaki Khoshtaria died in Paris in 1932. He is one of 3 Georgians buried in a Père Lachaise cemetery, although today the gravestone of this great person is missing. Since 2014, Khoshtaria Palace has carried the status of an immovable monument of cultural heritage. So that is all the info about this actual building. As usual, I ran into the photo on Pinterest, and that's how I was inspired to build it. And then I saw 2 different photos of the house, one where the windows and the doors are brown, and then another one where they are blue. So I'm not sure what the color of these windows and doors is currently, but I do prefer the brown color, so that's what I went with in The Sims. And it's a relatively small house compared to my usual builds. We just have 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And then also in The Sims, I did not build a whole palace, obviously. So I just used the frontal facade of the real building and based the backside of the build and the sides based on that. So the real building is a whole palace with 10 rooms, with a courtyard and whatever. That's obviously not the case in The Sims. It's a tiny house in my standards. But yeah, that's what we're building today. And in terms of what you're going to use for this exterior, because it's a bit elaborate, if I can say so, you're going to need a few of the Sims 4 packs, actually. Namely the Life and Death expansion pack, because well, first of all, that's where I'm building this. And second of all, I use the foundation and fences and stair railings and also the roof with these holes from that pack. So if you don't have that expansion pack, you're gonna be missing quite a few things. And then I think the chimneys are from Cottage Living. But the rest of this exterior is CC. I did use a lot of the estate set, and I also used some of Felix Sandre's older sets for these roof details that you can see. And that's really all I have to say about this exterior, so I'm gonna continue the voiceover in the interior. Here is the lovely interior of this build, and I didn't want to go traditional with this build. I looked up let's say modern and transitional Georgian interiors. I looked at some works from famous Georgian interior designers, and I did take some inspiration from those. I noticed that they have some very colorful interiors. Like, Georgian architecture is a mashup of all these different periods and cultures coming together. They even have some Islamic influence in terms of like very colorful Islamic tiles with the geometric patterns. I'm not sure what they're called really. I think arabesque or something like that. Yeah, they do have that in the interior of some of their historic buildings. But I didn't want to do that in The Sims. I kind of went for wooden floors, which I've seen a lot in their interiors. And then for the walls, I noticed they love using these traditional walls with molding. So that's what we went for in The Sims. I really love like all the traditional details on the walls. They just really make a nice contrast with the more contemporary and modern furniture. And I've been doing this a lot more often lately with my builds, like mixing a traditional house with more modern furniture. And I just love how it turned out. Also, I hope you guys are enjoying my editing more in this video, because I feel like my hand is starting to get used to like the muscle memory of hitting record and pause and stuff. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the editing in this video. There are still a few mistakes, but it's much better now. Anyway, we are now in the kitchen, which I believe is my favorite room in this whole house. So I used the Stefan's kitchen along with the floor tiles from the same set. And then the beautiful walls with panels are from the apartment Copenhagen set from Hey Harry. And I just love the overall vibe of the kitchen, the interior decor style, and also the color palette is beautiful. I also used the painting on the oven hood trick here. As usual, I've been using that quite a lot in my few recent builds. And then on the other side of the kitchen, there's this little dining nook and coffee corner where I just put like a round dining table and lots of cabinets from the same set. And yeah, I absolutely love this. This is the first bedroom in this house, and it's in the middle of the floor plan, so there are no windows at all. But I really love the romantic vibe of this bedroom. I've used dark wood in combination with this baby blue color, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite colors. And then also this really beautiful creamy beige. It all blends in really well together, and I absolutely love this color combination. This is the second bedroom of the build, and you can see me use this fireplace all throughout the house. I saw something very similar to this in one of the interior design photos that I was looking at, and it's basically the same fireplace but in a more vibrant blue color, which unfortunately I do not have in my swatches. So I did use like a few different color options in all the different rooms. But anyway, we have two regular bedrooms. I did not put any like kids or teenagers or anything like that. But of course, if your family has kids or whatnot, you can renovate one of the bedrooms. Although I'd feel bad if I deleted any of these bedrooms personally. But yeah. So this bedroom has its ensuite bathroom, and I do copy and paste the bathroom that I'm about to make now, but I do change the colors, which you're gonna see in the very end of this video. I'm also using the Stefan bathroom here a lot with, of course, a mix of a few items from a few different sets. I had two extra small rooms on the floor plan very close to the living room, so I just turned them into like small rooms with different activities. So this one, for example, is like a music slash chess room slash library. So yeah, it's quite small and couldn't really fit much in there. And then the second one is like a home office. We just have a PC and then a lounger. And that's pretty much it for this video actually. So yeah, it's quite a short one today, but it is a small house, so I guess that's why. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video and I hope to see you again in my next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And special thanks to my dear patrons. You guys are the best. If you guys want to support me on Patreon, that would be amazing because that is where I post all of the tray files and the CC links, and this video is no exception. So if you head it to my description, you're gonna find the link that goes to my Patreon with all the tray files and the CC links. And thank you again for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!